Hi everybody, I'm Greg Fishel. Welcome to bonus weather video number 2 for this week, and this is going to be a fairly short one, simply talking about how the sun's position in the sky changes through the year, what that means in terms of incoming solar radiation, and a couple of interesting tidbits which you may or may not be aware of. So let me go on ahead and put myself down here in the corner, and here we have our ground with our little trusty human being standing on it. And on the first day of summer, at solar noon, which is the time when the sun is highest in the sky and directly south, the sun is 77.57 degrees above the horizon, or 12.43 degrees from being directly overhead. So it never gets directly overhead in North Carolina, but it gets close. And this is analogous to somebody shining a flashlight almost directly in your face. It's going to appear very, very bright. Contrast that with the first day of winter at solar noon. The sun is only 30.71 degrees above the horizon, or 59.29 degrees from being directly overhead. And it is the difference in the directness of the sun's rays that make it cold in the winter and warm or hot in the summertime. And it's actually a cosine relationship, okay, where however much radiation is possible if the sun was directly overhead, you take the cosine of the angle between that and where the sun actually is, and then do that same thing for where it is at the other time of the year and look at the percentage of one to the other. So if we do that, it turns out that we receive 52% of the incoming solar radiation on the first day of winter as opposed to what we receive on the first day of summer. So it's about cut in half. In addition to that, the duration of daylight is 4 hours, 52 minutes, and 31 seconds shorter on the first day of winter as opposed to the first day of summer. So we're getting 50% of the incoming solar radiation and almost 5 hours less daylight, okay? So obviously those two things are going to have a significant impact on the temperature. Now, here's something you may or may not be aware of. On January 4th of this year, the sun was 91,403,674 miles from the Earth. On July 4th, the sun was 94,508,110 miles from the Earth, which means that the sun is 3 million miles, over 3 million miles closer to us in January as opposed to July. And so you're probably asking yourself, well, does that mean, Greg, that if I put my hand closer and closer to a hot stove, it's going to feel cooler? No, it's just the fact that that 3 million miles of difference between the Earth and the sun is negligible, in effect, compared to the directness of the sun's rays and also the duration of daylight. So those two things are what make it colder in the winter than the summer, not the distance from the sun. Sun is actually closer to us in the dead of winter than it is in the dead of summer. So that's always an interesting thing. When I went out and talked to schools, I always used to like to bring this up because obviously it raised some eyebrows, and then once you explain it, then it all makes sense. But these things are true. Okay. All right. That is a short bonus weather video number 2 for this week. The next one will be coming up on Friday, and the next daily update, of course, coming up tomorrow. So you all take care. Have a great Wednesday evening, and we'll talk to you soon. See you later.